Prevent diff from checking for newline at end of file. I have two big trees, which I want to compare. Some of the files in the tree differ just because one has newline at the end, and the other file lacks this newline. I want to ignore this fact. I have tried calling diff like this, and this is working. My problem is that it also ignores other differences, space-related, which may be important. In summary, I just want to ignore the newline at E or F. Is this possible with diff?
You basically need to compare two files, conditionally ignoring the trailing byte. There isn't a diff option to do this, but there are a number of ways it could be done, e.g., hex diff comes to mind as well. To use diff, you basically have to modify the files that are missing the newline at the end of a file, and then compare. You could create a temporary directory with the modified files, or with a little bit of scripting it could be done in memory. As to which is preferred depends on preference, file size, number of files. For example, the following will modify a file's contents. Use ZI. To modify in place, this just prints to stat, to add a new line if one is missing, or leave the file unchanged if there already is a new line. And just to review diff syntax, returning true means they are the same, false means different. Verify that only whitespace is different. In Bash, we can use set to manipulate the file contents as it is passed to diff, original files left unchanged. Now all you have to do is emulate diff-r to recursively compare directories. If comparing directories A and B, then for all files in A, for example, a/dir1/dir2/file.txt, derive path to file in B, for example, b/dir1/dir2/file.txt, and compare. A slightly more verbose version. I solved the problem by adding a new line to each of the files and ignoring blank lines in the diff, option B. This solution may not be suitable for your use case, but it might help others.
It's quite unusual that an old thread appears as the top result when searching for suppress no new line at end of file while diff on Google. What's even more surprising is that after going through all the replies, there doesn't seem to be a definitive answer to this question for over 11 years. So, I decided to try a different approach and ran the command, diff help vertical bar grep trail. It shows. It works, and I guess this could be helpful enough when comparing batches of code that are located in multiple nested directories.
The answer is simple. The message about the missing new line is not in the output stream of diff but in the error stream. So bend it to nirvana and you are done for good.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.